This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, hi, I'm back and I'm going to start right now. Okay, so basically for this session, I am going to show you how to create customized tools that you use in your own industry, which you can use it in your Bluebeam PDF as part of illustration of all the different tools that you use in your industry. Okay, so I will be using this PDF for this session. And as you can see at the bottom left corner, I do have some legends already set up. And you can see that all these tools that I have on this legend here are actually customized. So as you can see, for example, my lighting fixtures, I have water lines. I also have flooring areas that I've customized so that you could do quantity takeoff very easily. Okay, and then I will also show you how you could use existing images on your drawing and create it as a count too. Okay, so I hope everyone in this session are on Bluebeam Review 2018. So this is how it looks like. As you can see, the interface is very different from the older version. Okay, so now let's go to my tool chest, and I will first start off with creating lighting fixtures. Okay, so you can see that it is a very easy symbol, like it's just a circle and some lines like that. Okay, so if you are always creating customized tools, it is best that you always start off with creating a new tool set. So to create a new tool set, you come up to the tool chest, manage tool sets, and from here you can add a new tool set. So in this case, let me just call this electrical fixtures, which includes my lights and my receptacles and my switches. I will just save it in its original location. And there you go, I have my new tool set up over here. Okay, so basically to create this lighting fixture here, it is a very simple process of using circles and lines. But what proceeds after is something that you need to take note of. Okay, so very quickly, let me just show you how to create it. As you can see on my toolbar on the right, I do have my ellipse tool. So you can hold down Shift just to keep the circle in a circular form. Okay, and then let's just place two lines, a few lines like this. Okay, so I'll just do it very quickly. Okay, but now once this is done, what you actually need to do is actually group them up together. Okay, and the next thing you do is to add it into your tool chest right here like this. And so now if you would like to use this in your drawing, you can do that very quickly. Okay, but what you need to next do is to make sure that you always label your new tools that you have just set up. So if you click on these properties of your tool set and select detail, you would see that you get the subject over here. So from this section here, you could actually just come in here and type in ceiling light, for example. Okay, so now it has a name. And if you are also creating a count out from these lights, which means to say that you want to know how many ceiling lights you are placing into this drawing, all you have to do is just select it, right click and select create count. Okay, so when that happens, now you can see that this is a count measurement. All you have to do now is just select this option, and when you go, it starts counting for you as well. Okay, so you can see it from here. Oops, sorry, it's this one here. Okay, it starts counting for you over here like that. Okay, so by changing this into a count mode, it will help you to count how many lighting fixtures you are placing in your drawing. Okay, so basically you can see that it's a very simple process of using circles and lines to create your symbols. Okay, so I'll just very quickly go to the next one, which is creating cold water lines or hot water lines. Okay, as you can see, if you actually activate the line tool and look at the properties, you can see that the style over here is quite limited. Okay, so you can see that it has a few options here, as well as some that they have already created in Bluebeam itself, which you can use it as well. Okay, but I like to create my water lines more specific to what I used to see in my industry. So for example, having them look like this with just lines, and my hot water to have lines, short dashes, and a long one, etc. So how do I create them? Okay, it is a very simple process. So all you have to do is you come to this polyline tool here, okay, and go to style, and if you scroll down and go to manage, okay, and then let me just create a new section, and I'll just add this, and I'll just call this my water line, for example, just not to override what I already have. Okay, so in this waterline style set, I can create a few different different types of lines. So in this case, let me create a new hot water line. Okay, and from here, this is what you need to do to create it into the line. Come down to this section here. You can click on plus and select the options from here. So the first part is a dash. So I say OK, and I can just make this line to be a little thicker. And then let me add a space. And then now you can see this is a preview. You can see that there is a space occurring now. And let me just add another part, which is a dash again. And I'll add again. And I'll add again. And finally, I will just add a space to just end it off. Okay, so now you can see that the line is as what I wanted. This is my hot water line, and I'm happy with it. So all I have to do now is just click OK, and I have a new line created. And very quickly, if I need to create a cold water line, I go through the same process. So I have a dash, a space, a dash again, and a space. Okay, and my first dash would be slightly longer. Okay, and this dash can be slightly longer as well. And there you go, you get your cold water line just like that. Okay, and what happens if you like to illustrate your gas, say for example, your gas line with the text G between the lines? Okay, so it is again very simple. Okay, so from here, you just hit on plus, select dash, space. This time you select text, and you end off with a space. So this text, you could change the text to G, and there you have it. You have got your G and your lines. Okay, so now you have got your gas pipe also set up. And there you have it, all the different kind of lines. Okay, so right now if I am creating some lines, all I have to do is if I scroll down here, you can see all the lines that I've actually just created: hot water line, cold water line, and my gas pipe. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'll just show you very quickly how I could add these polylines into my tool chest and use it whenever I require. Instead of coming to the tool or my toolbar, I could use it from my tool chest right away. So as recommended, it's always best to create a new tool set. So in this case, I will add and call this my water line, or my pipelines would be better maybe. And I say OK, and save it in the default folder. Okay, and then the next thing I need to go now is just to change the style. Let's say I am going to illustrate some hot water lines. I like it red, and that's great. And then I could just draw a sample of my drawing like this. Okay, and then just do a right click, add to tool chest, add to pipelines. And now you have it on your tool chest here. So as you can see, if I use this hot water line straight from my tool chest without doing anything, it comes out exactly how it looks like when I created it. So what you need to do is to right click on it and change it into properties mode. So the properties mode means to say that it will keep the way it looks, the line style, the thickness, etc. But you can manipulate how the line goes now. Okay. Okay, so now let me just clean this drawing up. Okay, and then the next one I would like to show is again to place some other lines very quickly, such as my cold water line. And in this case, let me just change my cold water line to blue. Okay, and then now I can start drawing it. Okay, so this is my cold water line, same steps, right click, add to tool chest, add to pipelines, and then come to your tool chest and change it to properties mode. Okay, and now you can use it as and when you need it. Okay, and as I illustrated earlier on, it is best to always name or label your tools. So just come to the properties on your tool set and open up detail. Once that detail is open up, you can just come here and change this to the with the right labels. Okay, so it same goes for other kind of lines that you want to create. It is the same step, and just make sure that you always please be more organized when it comes to your tool set. Okay, so you have them in your electrical fixtures, pipelines, etc. Okay, and then the next one I would like to show you is how I can have area measurements that is specific to some flooring details. So firstly, I have got, say for example, in this particular drawing, I am going to use two different kind of floorings. One is a carpet tile, the other one is a timber oak, for example. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is just to do a few area measurements. So if you go to your area measurements tab, you can just very quickly draw an area. Okay, and say for this area here, okay, you may want to customize it and make this area to be laid with a carpet tile in this particular exercise. Okay, so from here, let me just do a bit of tweaking of the appearance. So say for example, I like to have a fill color of something, say yellow. I like some hatch. I just place some lines. Okay, and also I would like to put in a label. So say for this particular area here, I am placing some carpet tile, and each tile is 500 by 500, for example. Okay, so you can see right away the information carpet tile 500 by 500 comes out right away on your screen. So you can see very easily now like what flooring is being used for this particular training room. So this is what we want. We want to be able to visually see things very quickly and understand what it actually means. Okay, so instead of having your drawing with so many measurements, all look the same, but they all actually mean differently, what you can do is start labeling them, and you could actually save these measurements up on your tools in your tool set and use them whenever you require. Okay, so now that this is set up, what I will do next is to save it into my tool chest. So basically, same step again, I'll come here, manage tool set, and I'll add another one. That's in this case, let me call this flooring. Save it here. Okay, and now I just do a right click, add to tool chest, and add to flooring. So same issue as we had earlier on. If you just drag and drop, it will come up exactly as that because it is in the wrong mode. Right now it is in the drawing mode. So what you need to do is come to this spot, right click and change this to properties mode. Okay, so right away, same thing, come here, change to detail, change this to carpet tiles. Okay, as you can see, my process is always very similar, and it is good practice if you actually follow what I've done, and it helps you a lot in your workflow. So you can see right now the carpet tiles in this area is measured, and if I use it again, you can see straight away it also tells you that I'm using carpet tiles in this particular room here. Of course, if you don't like the text, if it's too big, etc., you can always come to the properties to adjust it, adjust the text size, etc. Not a problem at all. Okay, and if you think that it is like overlapping on words, you can hold down Shift and you can move the words around, the labels. Hold down Shift and you can move the label around. Okay. So now very quickly, I will create one more set of area measurements and place it in my flooring tool set. Okay, so just to show you again how it's done. So I'll create my area. So I just create an area here like that. Okay, I change my appearance, change the color. Okay, highlight so I can see what's inside, change my text color maybe. Okay, happy with it, do a right click, add to tool chest, add to flooring, change this description to timber oak. Okay, and then now do a right click and change to properties mode. So as quickly as that, in this session alone, you have already figured out how easy it is to create your own symbols. Creating lighting fixtures, you can create switches as well. Switches, for example, is only illustrated with the alphabet S. So you can just quickly use the text tool, put in S, change it to say black. Oops, this is not the one. Let me just go back. So just change the text color to black. Okay, happy with it. Same steps, right click, add to tool chest, add to electrical, and then all you have to do is create count, change the name. Okay, and then now each time you place a switch in your drawing, they start counting for you as well. Okay, so you can see as long as it is a markup tool, you can always use that as your symbol. Okay, so the next one that I want to show you is how you can use existing images in your drawing to add more of it is in your drawing. Okay, so you can see you have a few chairs in this particular floor plan, and you would like to use the same chairs to be placed in the other rooms as well. So how do you do that? You can try to draw this out yourself using the different markup tools, but there is a simpler way to do it using the tool called the snapshot tool over here. Okay, this snapshot tool, if you can see on my right, all you have to do is just turn on the snapshot tool, draw a box around it, Okay, and there you have it. Right click and paste, and now you have a chair already. And you can see that it will also contain the vector properties, so it will just overlap what's on the existing content. And if you like to change the colors of this snapshot, it is a very simple process. Okay, come here, change colors, and you can see that the source color is black. You can change it to say red, for example, and say okay, and right away it becomes red. Okay, so if you need to place multiple, this is what you do. Now let's same practice. Come here, manage toolset, add a new, say, furniture. Okay, and then now I will just right click, add to tool chest, add to my furniture. Okay, over here, right click and create count. So now you can see you can start placing chairs in your drawing, and it starts counting for you as well on your markup list. Okay, so you can see the markup list is just right here. It is getting quite busy because of the number of things I've put in. Okay, so you can see that you labeling your tools is very important, because this is what you will see on your markup list. Okay, and if you make it into a count tool, you will start to see that it starts counting for you like this. Okay, and etc. Okay, so this is customizing tool sets for AEC, and you can see that it is how easy it is to actually get it done. Okay, and if you're asking me how I created this legend, well, it is really simple. All you have to do is just do a selection of all the markups that you want to be included in the legend. Do a right click and select legend. Okay, and there you have it, all the legends. I'll just put it right here. Okay, so the legend is over here, and you can also edit the columns as well. So if you select the legend, select edit columns, and you can choose what to turn on and what to turn off. Okay, so very simple process. All right, so that will be all from me today. I hope that it has been a useful session for you, and it's quite important to always follow as the standard process. So as you can see, I always do it in a very organized way. I make sure I set up my tool sets. I make sure that I create my tools, my symbols, and then I change it into the mode that I want, whether is it properties mode, whether is it account tool. And also please ensure that labeling all your tools at all time, and that is done by going to these properties on your tool set and change it to detail. Okay, and the next thing, finally, where if you ever have to share all these tools with anyone in your company, it is a very simple process of exporting your tool set and then sharing it with everyone in your team. So what you can do is just come to the tool set that you want to share and select export. Okay, so I'll just save it somewhere on my desktop. Okay, and now I select export. Let me just try another one. Okay, let me try it on another way. If I go to this, you can also do it through this manner, going to tool chest, manage tool sets, select the one that you want to export, select export. Okay, and then it comes out into this wherever that you want to export it into, whether it's on the desktop or on the server. And the next thing you need to do is just attach this BTX file to the server or to your email and send it to everyone else who needs to use the same toolset. Whoever who receives it just has to save it on wherever they want to and double click it, and they will get to where it is. All right, so that will be all for today. If you have got any questions at all, please feel free to email me at training@advancedspatial.com.au. I'm happy to help if you have any questions at all. So thank you and hope you enjoy the session.